Hello guys, welcome back to the show. I hope you are all safe and well. So today it is time for another watch review. So what am I going to be doing today? Well, before I had my hospital engagement with my gallbladder, I was going to be making a video on the 11/11 sale with AliExpress, talking about the 5 watches that I was going to buy and invest some money in for you guys to have reviewed. Now, one of them was the watch that we're going to review today. It is a Corgeut, and it is a Corgeut that is modelled after the Omega Speedmaster. It's obviously a homage too, and it's a very nice homage too. It's got a sapphire crystal, it's got a nice movement underneath as well. I've gone for the seagull movement, but you have got a Miyota movement in there as well that you can go for, just depending on which one you would you'd obviously prefer. So this one is more of a homage to James Bond, to the late great Sean Connery, who's recently passed away, but also because everything Bond is being talked about at the minute on YouTube, on the TV, everything, because of the new Bond film being held back for so long. I thought I would sate you with another Bond watch. Anyway, links to this watch are going to be in the description below. There'll always be a coupon. There's always some sort of money off that you can get with it, so you should be able to grab this watch for a decent price. But again, links will be in the description below. Let's get on with the review. So here we have the Corgeut, and I must say it is a very nice looking watch. Very similar, if not the same, almost like a carbon copy of the Omega Seamaster that you see in 007 Spectre, but there's also a bit of a minimalist approach to it when you look at the dial itself. There's 2 words underneath it, which is Master Chronometer. You've got your Corgeut logo at the top, just under the 12 o'clock, and I'm a real fan of the orange triangles as it goes around. Obviously there's no inspiration behind that, there's no individuality behind that, it is just a proper copy of the Corgeut. You can see a little bit of misalignment on the bezel there. That's actually just me playing around with it before. It does line up rather nicely, and the click motion on there is really good as well. I think I'll show that to you at the end. But this watch, it comes with a seagull movement or a Miyota movement. I actually prefer seagull movements at the moment. I just seem to be going through a seagull phase, but you got the Miyota movement as well, which again is quite a popular movement. In terms of the watch itself, it's 41mm in diameter and 30mm case thickness with a bandwidth of 20mm, which is pretty much word for word Omega. Now, looking at the dial itself, you've got your sapphire crystal over the top, and it is proper sapphire. I have tested it. The case being round, and the stainless steel sort of dial that you've got there is high polished, so you can see yourself in it. Looking at the back, you've got an open case back where you can see that seagull movement or the Miyota movement, whichever one you choose, and you've got the water resistance on there. It doesn't actually say on the watch what the water resistance is. They do claim that it's 100 meters of water resistance. I am actually going to be inclined to believe them, mainly because you've got a screw down crown and everything does look pretty secure in this watch. With all the extras that have been put into this watch for the price, it'd be quite silly for it to then not have of the water resistance that they say that it does. Usually for me, when I do test these watches out, I look at the bezel action, I look at the sapphire crystal, and if those bits are on there and they've got a good screw down crown as well, it usually means that you can be pretty certain that the water resistance is what they say it is, which is 10 bar. It's a pretty good impression again of the dive watch, look and aesthetic. Again, that's something I really like with this watch, and I also quite like the NATO straps as well. Again, one of my running themes from 2020 has been my lusting after watches that do have, you know, this unique look, and also the NATO straps that will look quite nicely with it as well. The black and grey, I think, is just a fantastic combination, obviously popularised by Bond, but in general I actually think it's really good. But NATO straps may not just be your thing. There are other straps that you can get with this watch. So if you go onto the website, and you'll see the links below. I know I keep saying it, but please click on, feel free to have a look. You've got two different colorways. You've got your black face and your blue face, again with the orange triangles at the indices and the lollipop second hand with the hour and minute hand. But you've got black, you've got white, sorry, you've got black, you've got blue. You've also got some suede leather colours as well, which actually doesn't look too terrible. You've got a sort of camel skin one on blue, which, if I'm honest with you, isn't the most attractive, but it's not bad. You've also got a suede black on black, which I actually think looks pretty smart. I was torn between getting that or just getting the nylon strap. You've got the blue dial with the black and grey strap, which actually I don't think works at all. I think that's a bit of a mismatch. And then you obviously got the one that's going to be the most popular, which is the black and grey strap on the black face of the watch. All of them are shipped from China. They don't have any centres in Europe, I don't think. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments below. So you are going to have to wait to get this one in. This watch actually arrived to me quicker than a couple of other watches which I got from the 11/11 sale. In fact, it came quicker than the ones I actually ordered from Europe, which is quite ironic when you think about it. But yeah, there you go. So I quite like the look of the watch again, as I keep saying on this watch. I keep playing around with the bezel. It is so smooth when you're moving it around as well. It does feel like it is worth so much more for the money than what you're getting. And I'd probably say it's one of the best buys I've made this year from AliExpress, and I don't say that lightly. So on wrist, sorry, this watch looks pretty good for the money. There are a couple of niggles which I'm going to be going into in a moment. Obviously, your £60 or $100 or whatever it's going to be is only going to stretch you so far. And there will be parts that will come up short inevitably. But then again, this is the risk that you take when you do go for one of these watches. Now, one of the concerns that I do have with this watch is, although it looks pretty good on wrist, and it does indeed look really attractive, especially since I'm looking at it right now, it does also feel quite top heavy, and that's because of the way that NATO straps are. They make the watch very secure, but they do make it feel like it is quite a top heavy watch, so it's not going to be your everyday suit watch. But what do I mean by suit watch? Well, first of all, when I'm wearing a suit, especially when I'm wearing it into work, I don't mind NATO straps. I'm pretty eclectic when it comes to stuff like that, but I do like stuff that will feel quite streamlined to more formal dressing. Obviously, in the year of 2020, when we're not allowed to go outside and we're not going into the office as much, it's not as big of an issue. But if you have a look at it here, you can see that the watch itself, with its 13mm of thickness, isn't going to be the thinnest watch out there, so adding an extra NATO strap on there will make it feel just a little bit bigger. Obviously, if you had the suede leather strap, and this is one of the reasons why I was so torn with it, it makes it a much more versatile watch. Yes, you probably wouldn't want to take that in the water and get the strap wet because of fear of it, sort of disintegrating within your hands. However, when you have this watch on a suede strap, it actually does look better. You can wear it into the office and it's more aesthetically pleasing. But again, I'm such a brand slag. I love the James Bond series, and that's why I chose this look. But it's not just gushing with praise from this watch as well. So I have been pretty critical of the NATO strap being a little bit thick. But what else am I not so jazzed about with this watch? Well, first of all, if you love your packaging, if you love your boxes and stuff to go through, this is going to be the watch for you. Also, if you're not into your Chinese specials, if you like things that are more individual and aren't just carbon copies of something else, again, this watch really isn't for you. This is really a watch for somebody who wants to have the look of the Omega, but doesn't want to pay anywhere near the price point for it. But in terms of actual QC issues, I'm really struggling to find something on this watch, and this is a testament to how well I think this watch is has been put together and has been made. You know, the sapphire crystal is good, the bezel is really good on this watch as well, and I'm not just blowing wind as well. The only thing that may let it down is the loom, but then again, I have accepted that the loom is not going to be brilliant. The only thing that really does light up on this loom, as you'll see in a second, are the hands. So here's a quick look at the loom on the hands. As you can see, the second hand with the lollipop has the circular part loomed. You've got the arrow on the hour hand, and you've got the full minute hand as well. Not the best loom, but there you go. That's what you get for the money. So there you have it, the James Bond Corgeut Homage watch. That's modelled after his watch in Spectre. Again, this watch is good for the price. It's got the sapphire crystal, it's got you good movements that you can choose in the back. I'm a big fan of the NATO strap that you can get on this watch as well. Stainless steel, the bezel action, if you can hear it, it is smooth, it is nice, and very little backplay, as you've seen in that video as well. In fact, there's virtually no backplay on it as well. These Chinese watches are getting better and better, and I think if you find the right brand and you invest the right amount of money into it, you could have yourself with a really good long-lasting watch. This watch will be staying in as part of my collection. I have a hard time letting these watches go, but I do have to sell some. In the next few weeks, you'll be seeing my version of a state of the collection, or my collections thus far, so you can see what I've collected this year, what I've reviewed and what I've sold on, what I've kept, and just what my recommendations are and my thoughts are going into 2021. Hopefully a much better year for everyone than 2020. But otherwise, guys, have a look at this watch in the description below, have a look at my other videos, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that nice stuff. It really helps me out a lot. I love your feedback. I do read all your comments, even the negative ones, because hey, negative comments always helps people get better. But guys, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next video.